Pro wrestling is back. Thank you for tuning into this brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast here on the 30th of August, 2023. I'm your host with the most wrestling information, SlimmDa KID, and we have foregone the formalities, the music, the pomp and circumstance, and everything, because this is an information-stuffed episode. We say that every single week, but it holds true particularly well this week. Without further ado, let's jump right into this podcast. This is Round 1, the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. After a rumor started that AEW's Keith Lee had walked out of the promotion, Fightful Select explains it was based on some miscommunication that occurred last week. Lee did apparently leave the August 16th Dynamite after finding out he wasn't in the plans for that particular event, which sources told Fightful Select happens often with talent. Despite John Cena being on the card, PW Insider says there are no plans for WWE to stream their upcoming Superstar Spectacle from India on Peacock. AEW has no further plans for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre title introduced on last week's Dynamite, per PW Insider. FTR cleared the air with the Elite some time ago, and when Tony Khan suggested they do FTR versus the Bucks at All In, everyone was quick to agree to it, so no bad blood there. The plan before Bryan Danielson's injury was to have him work a match against Kenny Omega at All In, says the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Fightful Select says that while Mike Santana is cleared to return, personal issues still exist with Ortiz. They could work together in the future, but there are no plans for it right now. According to Sportskeeda, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles in India on September 8th at Superstar Spectacle against Indus Sher. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, AEW President Tony Khan claims, quote, "People have approached me with billion-dollar offers," end quote, for the AEW business. Based on what PW Insider heard, there was an altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry backstage at All In London, and it happened in the gorilla position. It involved shoving between the two, which led to Punk either punching or trying to choke Perry out. More on this in Round 2. It was announced that Impact and AAA will be doing a joint event in Mexico later on in the year, particularly November. This will air eventually on Impact Television. Several rumors to think about for the next week or so. Some of those rumors could be real, some could be fabricated. It's up to you, the fan, to decide. Moving right along here on this particular program, we're going to jump right into Round 2 Pro Wrestling News. Fallout from All In London involving CM Punk again. CM Punk and Jack Perry were reportedly in an altercation just before AEW All In was set to go live from Wembley Stadium. The reports coming out says there was a verbal altercation between the two in the gorilla position before Punk punched and eventually tried to choke out Jack Perry. The two were eventually separated, and CM Punk would go on to kick off All In with Samoa Joe. No word on any disciplinary actions on either wrestler to announce at this point in time. Former AEW wrestler Brian Pillman Jr. signs with WWE. According to PW Insider, the second-generation star officially begins his WWE tenure this week. The report also states that it might be a while until Pillman makes his debut on WWE NXT. Former WWE writer Brittany Abrams filed a civil discrimination lawsuit against WWE, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and other company employees, alleging racist behavior within the company earlier this year. PW Insider reports that both Abrams and WWE have filed a joint motion requesting more time for WWE to respond, possibly indicating that the two sides are attempting to work out a settlement. As this lawsuit continues, Vince McMahon remains under federal investigation stemming from allegations that McMahon paid off a number of women to keep quiet about sexual misconduct within the company. Last week, it was reported that WWE wrestler Bray Wyatt, real name Wyndham Rotunda, passed away suddenly and unexpectedly after several medical complications. Wyndham was only 36 years old and is survived by his wife JoJo Offerman, their 2 kids, and 2 children from a previous marriage. A WWE Hall of Famer and former NWA World Champion also passed away last week. Terry Funk passed away at the age of 79. Funk began his wrestling career in the mid-1960s, wrestling for a variety of promotions such as NWA, All Japan Pro Wrestling, WCW, WWF, ECW, and others. Funk is credited with helping get ECW over nationally by working with the upstart promotion in 1997 and becoming their inaugural champion. According to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful, AEW President Tony Khan has granted his roster the option to miss the next 2 Dynamite events so that wrestlers could attend the memorial services of Bray Wyatt. As noted, the Eater of Worlds tragically passed away last Thursday from a heart attack. CM Punk and Jack Perry have been suspended by AEW following their backstage altercation at Sunday's All In pay-per-view. Brian Alvarez from F4W Online first reported yesterday morning that there were rumors of a double suspension, which is officially confirmed later on in the day by Sports Illustrated. This affects major plans for CM Punk, who is expected to play a big role on this week's AEW programming leading to All Out in Chicago on September 3rd. An update on a former WWE wrestler battling legal issues. Kimber Lee is set for a pre-trial hearing after she was arrested in May in Sebring, Florida. PW Insider reports she will have a hearing on October 24th after being arrested and charged with a DUI, resisting an officer with violence, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Should she be found guilty, a conviction for a first-time DUI offense in Florida could see her serve 6 months in jail, her driver's license being revoked, 50 hours of community service, and fines of up to $1,000. A conviction of resisting an officer with violence is much more serious and is considered a third-degree felony in Florida and could face up to 5 years in prison or 5 years of probation, as well as a $5,000 fine. Finally, the battery of a law enforcement officer is also an incredibly serious charge and is considered a third-degree felony. She could face a maximum of 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Miss Kimber Lee is in some serious trouble. A Hall of Famer is set to return to the ring next month. It's now official that Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer Awesome Kong will be returning to the ring. Kong, who made her pro wrestling debut in October 2002, announced her retirement from in-ring action at the NWA Empower All-Women's event on August 28, 2021. Her career included runs within WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, NWA, Ring of Honor, Shimmer, as well as numerous indie and Japanese promotions. Impact Wrestling's 1000th episode seems to be the reason Kong has stepped out of retirement, and the card for that particular event boasts several wrestling legends as well as matches. Kong's opponent has yet to be announced. That is the conclusion of Round 2 and pro wrestling news. Without further delay, we are going to move into Round 3 title matches. However, warning, this particular round may contain spoilers, including results from AEW All In London, NWA 75, Impact Emergence, and GCW Sydney. You gotta love the bell. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Aussie Open defeated the Hardys to retain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Christopher Daniels to retain the New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV title. Impact World Heavyweight Champion Alex Shelley defeated Brian Myers to retain the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Gringo Loco to retain the AAA Mega Championship. WWE Women's Champion Io Sky defeated Zelina Vega to retain the WWE Women's Championship. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy defeated Aaron Solo to retain the AEW International Championship. AAA Latin American champion QT Marshall defeated Gravity to retain the AAA Latin American Championship. Max the Impaler defeated NWA Women's World Television Champion Kenzie Page to become the new NWA Women's World TV Champion. Thrillbilly Silas Mason defeated Odinson and J.R. Kratos to win the vacant NWA National Championship. Colby Corino defeated NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion Kerry Morton to become the new NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Blunt Force Trauma defeated NWA World Tag Team Champions La Rebellion to become the new NWA World Tag Team Champions. NWA World Women's Champion Camille defeated Natalia Markova to retain the NWA Women's World Championship. AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Eamon Asman to retain the AAA Mega Championship. Better Than You Bebe defeated Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Aussie Open to become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. Hook defeated FTW Champion Jack Perry to become the new FTW Champion. AEW Rio World Champion CM Punk defeated Samoa Joe to retain the AEW Rio World Championship. AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR defeated the Young Bucks to retain the AEW World Tag Team titles. Soraya defeated Dr. Britt Baker, Toni Storm, and AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida to become the new AEW Women's World Champion. The acclaimed and badass Billy Gunn defeated AEW World Trios Champions House of Black to become the new AEW World Trios Champions. AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF defeated Adam Cole to retain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions MK Ultra defeated Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans, the Death Dolls, and Jody Threat and Kylan King to retain the Impact Knockouts Tag Team titles. Impact Digital Media Champion Kenny King defeated Johnny Swinger to retain the Impact Digital Media Championship. Impact Knockouts Champion Trinity defeated Deonna Purrazzo to retain the Impact Knockouts Championship. Daisy Kill and Talos defeated NWA United States Tag Team Champions The Country Gentlemen to become the new NWA US Tag Team Champions. NWA World Television Champion Thom Latimer defeated Chris Adonis to retain the NWA World TV title. Pretty Empowered defeated NWA Women's World Tag Team Champions M95 to become the new NWA Women's World Tag Team Champions. NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion Colby Corino defeated Jack Cartwheel to retain the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. NWA Women's World Television Champion Max the Impaler defeated Ruthie J to retain the NWA Women's World TV title. NWA National Heavyweight Champion Thrillbilly Silas Mason defeated Jordan Clearwater to retain the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. NWA World Tag Team Champions Blunt Force Trauma defeated Knox and Murdoch to retain the NWA World Tag Team titles. Kenzie Page defeated NWA Women's World Champion Camille to become the new NWA Women's World Champion. EC3 defeated NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tyrus to become the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Per match stipulations, Tyrus has to retire. AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Mitch Ryder to become the to retain the AAA Mega Championship. CMLL National Mexican Women's Champion Rena Isis defeated Valkyra to retain the CMLL National Mexican Women's Championship. That is the conclusion of Round 2 Wrestling. Once again, I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and I personally want to thank you for tuning into this broadcast. Be sure to tune in next week when I bring you more news, more rumors, and more results from the world of professional wrestling. Round 2 Wrestling is brought to you by SlimmDa KID and Spreaker.com.